So in today's session around the Q&A, so we'll be discussing about a lot of things around strategies, around execution, around risk management, and a lot of things. So we are pleased to have such a round of long questions. So I believe that hopefully I'll be able to cover up all the questions. Okay, so firstly, I have a question from Amit that says how to create algo on a basket of stocks. Okay, so Amit has a question to how to create an algo on a basket of stocks. So Amit, to answer your question, what you need to do is you can log into your Speedbot account, and over here you'll be able to see the create your own equity bot. You need to click on that, and over here you can just mention the bot name that let us name it as basket of stocks. Okay, and over here in the symbols you can see the indices, right? So in the indices you are able to see the Nifty 50, the Nifty Bank, and other index. So this basically means that whenever you select any one of the indices, then you'll be able to populate all the stocks for that particular index. For example, अगर मैं Nifty 50 select करता हूँ, तो Nifty 50 के अंदर जितने भी मेरे stocks हैं, तो that will get populated over here like this. So इस हिसाब से you will be able to create an algo on a basket of stocks. यहाँ पे आप when you click on the continue button, फिर आप अपना long short positions हैं उसको आप मैनेज कर सकते हैं, जो आपकी कंडीशंस हैं वो आप क्रिएट कर पाएंगे. So I hope I've answered your question. So let us see what's the next question. Okay, so next question is from Mr. Reddy. How to create a positional algo in stocks? Okay, another. So, okay, so how to create a positional algo in stocks? So to answer your question, Mr. Reddy, what you can do is, firstly, you need to get into the equity bot builder. Let's say I'm already in the equity bot builder over here, and I click onto the continue button, and let me just add the condition. Let me just take a simple RSI strategy. Let's say if the RSI crosses above 70, then I'll buy. Then I'll enter a long position for the stocks that I've mentioned. And let me just have the points as 50, 50 as targets and the stop losses. Over here, I can just set the quantity based on the position value, market, and the holding type has to be the NRML firstly, just to make sure that we are creating the algo on positional basis in the equity segment. So later on, I can click onto the continue button. Over here, I need to mention the entry and the exit time. So the entry would be at 9:20 whenever the condition satisfies. And in order to have this on positional basis, in order to create the algo on positional basis, what you can do is you can have the exit time after 3:30. That is, you can keep it as it is, that is at 11:59. So once you click on the save and backtest button, your positional bot will get created. Okay, so what's the next question? Okay, so I have Kevin Sharma that says, I want to trade in equity, and what candle intervals can I use? Okay, so he's asking about the time frames on which he wants to use it. Okay, so once again, I'll go to the equity bot builder. Over here, Kevin, you'll be able to see the interval, the candle interval. So once you click on that, so you'll be able to see the options, the set of options wherein it ranges from 1 minute candle interval till 1 day. So you can have your bot created on multiple time frames of your choice. After that, we have one question from Dhruv. What type of strategies can be created in option bot builder? What type of strategies can be created in option bot builder? Okay, so for that, Dhruv, let us just go to the option bot builder. So the question that Dhruv asks is that what type of strategy can he create in our option bot builder? So Dhruv, to answer your question, firstly, any strategies that you have on intraday basis or on basis or on positional basis, you will be able to create that. Apart from that, the STBT and the BTST strategies as well. Over here, as you can see, you have the three selections. Apart from that, what type of strategies would you want to create? It could be based on the time frame, that is time based strategies, the entry time you need to define, as well as the exit. So time based strategies can be created. Apart from that, if you wish to have momentum based strategies, right, that is based on the momentum of the contracts or based on the momentum of the underlying index, you'll be able to create such strategies. And let us say if you have a trading strategy or logic based on the indicators, then you can create those as well. Over here, by clicking on the indicator, you'll be able to create the indicator based option strategy as well. So this is something that you can do in our option bot builder. So we have a range of videos that we currently have for such type of strategy creation. So you can look over to that as well. So I'll be adding it in the description box. Okay, so next up we have that I have a strategy that is based on an indicator that is being checked on underline. Okay, I want to trade the conditions in options. Okay, so just to reframe the question, so currently this gentleman, Mr. Ilesh, has a strategy in option segment and he wants to check the conditions, underlying conditions on the spot chart, and he wants to have the indicators placed over there, and based on the indicators he want to take the positions. So in that case, what he can do is he can come over here in the option bot builder, he can add the set over here and add the indicator, and whatever time frame you'd like to add, you can have it over here. Let us say if you are trading an intraday strategy, right, on and want to take the conditions on the options contracts, so you'll be able to do it. You can define the entry conditions. Let us take an example of an moving average crossover. Let us take the example of 20 crossing over 50. And the opposite for the exit condition. So once I save it, and then moving average crossover options bot. Let me just rename it. Perfect. And let me just check the entry time and the exit time as well. Save and continue. Okay, and let me just save it and backtest it. So that's how you'll be able to create it from your end. So apart from that, you can also feel free to ask the questions in the chat as well. If you have any questions, we can take that up. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Is it possible to create a positional bot in options? Okay, so this question is asked by Amit Kadia. Okay, yeah, it is possible, Amit. So how you can do that? Let me just create another bot in the option bot builder, positional options bot. And in order to have a positional bot created in options, what you can do is, let us say if we are taking an option buying strategy, that is, we want to have it on positional basis. So you can just select the positional option over here. And down below, you'll be able to see that what type of positional strategy would you like to create. It could be on the basis of weekly or monthly expiries, right? So let me just check the condition for the weekly segment and the entry time. That means the day on which you'd like to have this strategy, this trade entered, that is the ATM call option to be bought. So that's the entry time. And next up is the 0 days. So the example that I've taken here is for the Nifty symbol, right? So Nifty usually expires on every Thursday of the week, right? So over here, if I were to enter into a trade, let's say today is Friday, and I want to have and I want to take the conditions, entry conditions today itself. So that means it is 4 days before my expiry date. That means last Friday, and I want to exit it on the expiry date. That is on the day of expiry. So it means the 0th day. So that's how you can create such strategies on positional basis in our options bot builder. What else? Next up, we have, I want to select the contracts. I want to select the options contracts based on the premium or the price of it. Okay, so this question is asked by Vrijesh. Okay, Vrijesh. So in order to select option contracts while creating a bot on the basis of premium, how you can do that? Let me just go to the bot builder again. Price based options bot. Let me just name it. Over here, let me just add one leg. And in the contract type, by default, it selects the ATM point. That is on the basis of ATM, we'll be checking out the contract selections. So in order to check the contract selection on the basis of price, what you can do is that you need to select this particular option by clicking on the drop down and select the contract type as price. So what this means is you will be able to get the price on which you would like to have the contract selected. That is, for example, if I were to buy a call contract on current week expiry, that is being currently traded at 100 rupees, right? So whenever this strategy enters into a trade, it will try to get the price closest to 100 rupees premium. So that's how you can select the price based on the closest premium. So I hope it makes you clear. Next up, we have how to take entries and exits based on the movement of the index or the underlying. Okay, so this is some sort of an advanced option strategy, I believe. So the question exactly is, just to make it, just to reframe it, how to take entries on the basis of the underlying spot chart on Nifty, Bank Nifty, or Fin Nifty. So on the basis of the underlying movement, how can we take the entries or the exits? So how you can do that? Let me just take an example over here. We just start it again. Yeah. So over here, let me just add another leg. So over here, I've added one ATM call option that needs to be bought for the current week expiry. So I want to enter in this particular trade whenever there is a particular momentum. That is, whenever there is a movement in the underlying Nifty chart. In order to do that, I'll select the momentum option. I'll click on the drop down and I see a lot of options. I see the first bunch of options. So the points percentage. So this is being checked on the options contract. But in order to check the underlying movement and take the entry on the basis of it, what you can do is you can select out of these last options, that is the UL points up, points down, percentage, and percentage down. So it means that, let's say if I select this particular feature, that is whenever there is a momentum in the underlying Nifty symbol, and that is, for example, if the Nifty is 50 points up at the time of entry, that is at 9:20. So it will, the bot, the algo will wait whenever at 9:20 there is a 50 points movement on the upside in the Nifty chart, right? Then it will buy the ATM call option. So this is for the entry part. Same way you can do it for the exit part as well. That is, you can do it for the target profit on the basis of the underlying as well as the stop loss. So we can just mention as 40 and 20. That is, whenever there is a movement of 40 points in the underlying, so you will exit the call option that you have entered earlier. So this was about the taking entries basis on the underlying movements. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Can you please tell us the difference between re-entry and re-execution? Okay, so this is also one of the advanced algo trading part that needs to be understood. So this is a pretty good question. So this question is from Nikunj Kalani. Okay, so Nikunj, just to make you understand the difference between re-entry and re-execution, let us just add the legs, add the feature for the re-entry, and okay, so this is the re-entry. Let me just, so these are the types of re-entry that we have. So just to make things easier, I'll just select the re-entry immediate and keep it as 1. And on the basis of stop loss, let me just add the stop loss value as 20. Okay, so what I've done here is, let me just explain. So by default at 9:20, we are entering into a ATM call option buy trade for current week expiry, right? With a stop loss of 20 points. Now, there is a re-entry option that I have enabled on the immediate basis and the number of re-entries I would like to have. So this basically is the number that I've kept. That is, once my stop loss of 20 points gets hit, then how many times I would like to enter again in this particular trade on the basis of SL. So it could be on the basis of SL, TG, or either ways. So over here, once the stop loss gets hit, there is a re-entry that is happening in the same contract. For example, currently we have entered into a maybe 22,900 call option for current week expiry. And once that stop loss gets hit, again, we'll be entering into the same contract, that is in the 22,900 call option, right? So this particular feature is the re-entry on immediate basis. Now, instead of re-entry, I'm doing the re-execution part. That basically means is that whenever the stop loss for the 22,900 gets hit, that is the stop loss of 20 points get hit, then we'll be entering into a trade on the basis of the current market price, that is on the basis of the LTP. That is, let us say if the market is trading at that particular time somewhere around 22,800, then we'll be entering into a trade for the 22,800 call option. So I hope it makes you clear the difference between re-entry and re-execution, Nikunj. Perfect. So let's move on to the next question. I want to re-enter after a certain duration. Okay. Okay, so this gentleman needs to re-enter after a particular duration. So how can he do it? So this is asked by Vishwas. Okay, Vishwas, to answer the question, let me just select the re-entry. And over here, as you can see that I've selected the immediate type of re-entry. So instead of the immediate type, what you can do is you can have the delay feature added. So over here, you see two other fields as well, that is 1 and 0. So what does these two fields mean? Let us understand that first. So this 1 means how many number of re-entries would you like to have? So over here, let us say if I keep it as 5, it means that 5 times whenever my stop loss gets hit, 5 times you'll be entering into a trade in the same contract, that is on the basis of the re-entry. Next to it is the seconds field. So after how many seconds would you like to enter into the trade again? That is, after how many seconds you'd like to re-enter. So let us just keep it as 60. So it means that after a duration of 60 seconds, you'll be re-entering into the trade. So that's how you can use the re-entry on the basis of the delay feature. Okay, so let us move on to the next set of questions. How to create a range breakout strategy in options. So this is also one of the advanced strategies that you can look for while creating an algo. So let me just give you a bit of a demo of how you can have such feature used in our option bot builder. So over here, let me just rename it as range breakout bot. Okay, so over here, let me just remove every other thing. Perfect. So by default, we have taken the ATM call option that we need to buy, but we'll be buying whenever there is a breakout in the range that we have defined. So let me just add this over here. So I am able to see the 2 time over here and the high or the low. So what does this mean? Let us just understand that. So this is basically the time range that I want to calculate the high and the low, right? For example, if I want to calculate the high for the time between 9:15 till 10, so the maximum point at which Nifty reached during this particular time frame, I'll be able to check that. And once that high is breached, then we'll be entering into a call option trade. And next to it, you are able to see that the breakout on underlying checkbox. So what does this mean? So you can create two types of options bot over here. That is, you can check out the range breakout condition on the basis of the underlying options, that is on the contracts, option contracts, or you can check the conditions, that is the breakout on the underlying basis. That is on the Nifty symbol, you'll be able to check the conditions from your end. So I hope that this particular feature is clear to you. Now, next up we have, okay, so this is something apart from the options bot builder. So I'm a beginner and I do not have a strategy. Okay. So do you provide any ready-made strategies? Okay, so this is one of the questions that we get asked a lot. So this question is from JD. Okay, so JD, we do not provide the strategies, but let's say if you are a beginner and you want to understand how algo works in the Indian markets as well as in the US markets or other markets. So what you can do is we have the template section over here. You can click onto the template section and you'd see a range of templates. So template basically means is that based on different market conditions, there are bots that are already there and their logic is already open. So based on your understanding, based on your needs, you'll be able to build a bot. You can just go to any one of the bots and you can just go and read more about them, in which market conditions does this work, and on the basis of that you can create your own algo. Already the logic is disclosed. For example, I have selected the BN hedge master, so this is the logic that is disclosed over here. So once you click on the build bot button, you will get the access to tweak the parameters. So based on your understanding, based on your needs, you'll be able to tweak it. And once you are done, based on your analysis, you can test it on the historical data and make it live or paper trade it in your account. So there is the bot that is already existing with the same name. Let me just rename it. Okay. Yeah, once you click on the save and backtest button, yeah, so our strategy will be ready and up and running. So this is something that can be used for the beginners. So we have templates in the option segment. Apart from that, if you would like to understand the basic option strategy, so we have the basic option templates as well. And let us say if you want to try your hands on the equity segment, then you'll be able to do that as well. So these are the equity strategy templates that we have. Okay, so now we have some platform related questions. So, okay, so Sanjay says, I have a trading strategy, but I'm not able to build it in your option builder. Can you please help? Okay. So Sanjay, let's say if you have a trading strategy and you have been trying it in our option bot builder, and still if you are facing any sort of issues, or if you are unable to understand anything related to it, so what you can do is you can go to the bots, you can go to the option bot builder, you can click on develop with experts. Whatever strategy that you have mentioned, if you are unable to understand it, or let us say if you have a logic that is not being coded over here in our no code builder, so you can click over here in the develop with experts. You can type in whatever things that you want, a strategy strategy that has multiple time frame analysis, something like that. So you can have it, you can upload the file. Let us say if you want to have some reference document come in handy in order for our team to help you in a better way and efficient way, so you can upload the file as well. So once you do that, you can just click onto the submit button, and over here a help desk ticket will be created like this, and you'll be able to track it from your end. So our team will be able to give you the support as soon as possible. Okay, so next question is from Mohit. So Mohit asks us, does Speedbot offer paper trading for practice? Yes, Mohit, Speedbot does offer paper trading for practice. So how you can paper trade your strategy? Let's say if you have some of the bots created. So let us just go to the bots, and over here, without using or involving any real money, you'll be able to test your strategy in the live market conditions. That is, you'll be able to simulate the trades based on whatever stop loss or targets that you have mentioned. So based on that, all the detailed analysis will be there. So how you can do that? Firstly, you can go to the all bots section, whatever strategy that you'd like to paper trade over here. Let us say if I'd like to have this particular strategy, the moving average option bot that I have, let me just keep it over here and click on the paper button and click on the paper trading. So once this is done, it is deployed in my paper trading portfolio. So you can track it over here in the bots and in the paper trading. Okay, so I have some of the bots that I have deployed earlier. You can just have that as well. You'll be able to see the positions like this. So that's how you can also paper trade your strategy. So it is possible on Speedbot. Okay, so the next question is, can users set automated stop loss and target profit levels on Speedbot? Okay, so it is possible. So this question is from Mahesh. Yeah, Mahesh, it is possible to set automated stop loss and target profit. For example, if you are creating an options bot, for example, so over here, let me just add one leg. So over here, you'll be able to create the strategy using the target and stop loss, whatever you define. That is, let us say, if I define the 50-point stop loss and 30-point 30-point stop loss and 50-point target. So you'll be able to check the conditions on the basis of automation. That is, once you deploy this in maybe live or paper trade, so all these conditions, the target as well as stop loss conditions, will be checked on real-time basis, on seconds basis, on continuous basis. So yeah, this is something which is possible, and it is being done currently on Speedbot on automated basis. So what kind of data analysis does Speedbot provide? Okay, so this is a good question. So let us say if you have so Algo is not about the execution. So Algo is a combination of signal generation, executing the signals, and keeping the real-time data analysis in place. After that, once the data is analyzed, then you'll be able to check the reports. So it is possible. So how you can do that is, let me just go over here and check one of the bots that I have. Let us check. Let us see if this particular strategy that we had backtested earlier is the backtesting. Okay, perfect. So over here, you'll be able to see the report of your strategy in a detailed manner. So let us say if you were to have a capital traded for like 10 lakhs, you can just check out the period over here and the profit that the bot generated along with the charges and taxes. So apart from the backtesting, you'll be able to simulate the charges as well. And after deducing that, you'll be able to see the net profit, the total number of positions, of course, the annual return that the bot generated, the maximum drawdown. So in order to be a better trader, in order to manage your risk, it is very necessary to assess how your strategy has been performing in the real markets, on the historical markets. And for that, you need to assess the strategy using the detailed report. So over here, you'll be able to see the order book as well. Over here like this. Apart from that, you'll be able to see the P&L summary, how your strategy has been performing on day-by-day basis. So you get a conviction of how well your strategy is performing, right? If you want to understand more about the advanced statistics, then you'll be able to see the karma, the Sharpe ratio, the win rate of the strategy. So it gives you conviction that in which market conditions you like to have this algo deployed. So this is something that you can find it on the historical data. And apart from that, if you are deploying your strategy on live as well as on paper trade basis, so you'll be able to check on the live and paper trade basis as well. So I hope you'll be able to analyze the data in a pretty well manner now. Mahesh. Okay, so the next question is, are there any limitations on the number of strategies I can deploy simultaneously on Speedbot? Okay, so this question is from Jayesh. Okay, so Jayesh has this question that is it possible to have any limitations in order to deploy the number of strategies that one can deploy on Speedbot? So just to give you a glance, Mahesh, what you can do is you can go to the all bots, and whatever bots that you feel like deploying, you can have it deployed. It could be on the basis of live, it could be on the basis of paper. So over here, you can see that I've deployed some of the paper bots like this. So these are the multiple strategies that are being run on the basis of paper. Likewise, you can do it for the live segment as well. Let me just do that. Let us say if I'm going on the go live, let me just start the broker. For whatever duration I would like to run this bot, I'll click on the continue button, click on the go live, and let me just add another bot. For example, go live, I'll do the process again. Now click on the continue button and I'll go live with this. So as you can see, I've deployed two bots in my account, and over here you are seeing that you'll be able to deploy multiple strategies, that is multiple bots in the same Speedbot account. So yeah, that is something which is possible. Okay, so I think we've answered a lot of questions over here.